Before I start greetings of the season, we had two wonderful seasonal festivals, the Chavat and Dasara just being concluded. So my greetings to all of you. Physical education teacher or physical education personals like you and me are underrated, no doubt. Far underrated than the work they do in their respective institutions. And before I share some of my personal experiences, what normally Dr. Gunaji and me and Professor Rupali and all of us, we keep chatting in the staff room. And this session is the result of such interaction. Physical education teachers by and large, not only in Goa, but the rest part of the country and other countries as well, according to my statistics, are the most popular people in the school. Normally, they are associated with that word, discipline, which every one of us has the responsibility of doing. But, by and large, when I travel across the country, I meet people, I'm invited at schools and colleges. When I meet the students, I find the physical education person, the professor or director or whatever you call them, I generalize them as the people from the area of physical education are the most popular. This cause, the Dr. Gunaji Desai has been spearheading, and we are sharing every move of his, every photograph I am aware about, all the small clippings he collects all the way from home to college he shares. Lot many things a physical education teacher teaches off the curriculum in the school to the students, which is not a part of the regular curriculum being taught in the lectures, in the periods. The sports persons, by the value of their activity, that is sports, teaches a huge quantum of discipline. The process of sports itself processes the life. It regularizes the life. So, when we meet the young parents who are now promoting and motivating their kids, you have seen this madness happening all over the country. Every parent wants their kid to be a national player and number one, and there is a madness going on. It's a craziness happening around. It's a huge psychological issue. It's a disease. Now, here in Chogle College, along with Dr. Kavita Borkar, Sobita Mauzo, Wilbur, faculties from MES College, we are working on that issue. It is as severe as the garbage issue. Young parents, thriving to push their kids, whether the kid has aptitude or talent or not, but they want that kid to be number one, play for Goa, play for India, and whatnot. People are taking leave for six months so that the child plays under 12, under 14, under 16, and go on and go forth. Fine, that's another problem. It's as severe as Dr. Gunaji's issue here. So I know my physical education personals who have been working what number of years in their organization have been a big asset to the young generation. Lot many things are taught beyond the curriculum. I am repeating it again. Lot many things are taught on the way to a tournament. Lot many things are taught during the competition. Lot many things are taught when they lose it and they are depressed. And so is this issue. Now, all that thing I brought it to his knowledge, and he said you should be there, and I am here. The college students, many of them are ex-stars of Chogle here. They have done so many things. Hats off to them. I know. Somewhere before 91, so I am not very aware about their quantum of their work, but somewhere Selvi is here. I know them very well, what they have done and what they are doing now. The students of Chogle College, when they represent for the inter-collegiate tournament, there are two things. I do orientation program for them before the tournament. There are sessions here. Not the sporting sessions, but the ethical sessions. There are sessions how to react to the spectators. There are sessions how to react to the spectators, to the opposing team, on the way. Because we've seen sportsmen while going, they are very serious, but once they win and come, they are off the bounce. And during the bounce, the things happen that the polythenes are thrown out and the remarks are thrown out, and they are in a joyous mood. But we channelize that joy. We try to channelize that joy into something which is not disturbing the fellow citizens. So in one of those ways, there is this not spreading garbage and collect all the garbage which is there on the sports ground, whether it is done by you or by the others. So my teams carry trash bags. They carry trash bags. They're hardly very cheap ones, the black ones. And we'll win or we'll lose. The last part of, before we pack up to the dressing room, there is a picking up of garbage whether somebody notices you or doesn't notice you. Empty bottles left on the benches on a football ground is a very common scene. After a tournament, you go for taekwondo or you go to judo tournament in Fatorda, badminton tournament, you see there is a garbage over there. And then you expect the sweepers and the cleaners of SAG Fatorda to come and clean it. But at 7 o'clock, when the inter-school taekwondo or inter-college taekwondo or state level or district level and so many levels even gets over, there are club members who are waiting to come in. So there is a small group of club members who pick the garbage. We won't wait for XYZ to come and sweep it. At 7:30 in the night, people are not on job. By 6 o'clock they go home. So some groundsman or a watchman who is supposed to lock the Fatorda multipurpose hall, is poor fellow called for. And then the ego clashes and then say it is not my job. So till tomorrow 9 o'clock the lady would come or that man would come. And these are the small social issues. And it's not a wet garbage. It is some leftover empty casses of shuttlecocks, or it is some leftover papers, some referee did not like it, push it over there. Dustbins are not to be seen. He is against the dustbin, I am also against the dustbins. The dustbin compel you to make more dust around, gather more garbage around. So there is another theory behind the philosophy which he talks, and I agree. So this is what we tell our college students. That look, we are carrying this and this XYZ, there's not a captain who will do that. There is no GS of that council will do that, because these are titled job and you expect everything that person should do. So anyone, by random, the one who raises the hand first takes the polythene and keeps in his kit bag. And then you carry more. If somebody is motivated, suppose AES college is sitting over there, say give us one, we'll clean up our area. The job is done. The message has been passed. This is one thing which I wanted to share with you, if you can do it. We will not wait for the organizers to remove the garbage. If we can pick up, if God has given you 2 hands, and if you're carrying gloves, if there is really hazardous garbage, but mostly such garbage is not found on sports ground. You have dry garbage, it could be picked up. Nothing wrong about it. You won't catch viruses and bacteria around it. Fine, wash it, tap water, and you are sanitized. Number 2, a theory which we follow at home. I must share such kind of ideas. It is really good. I appreciate my own family's idea, so I must share with you. My family system is just opposite. The entire finance is managed by my wife. This is just the other way around. Right? I am on, you can call me a daily wages worker. Right? I take money which how much I need. I am not very happy if this is 6th pay will take the salary to 1,20,000. Or 7th pay will make it multiplied by 3, or the DA arrears are coming in August. I am not worried because I am on daily wages. I need 15,000 rupees per month for my car petrol and petty expenditures which I do during the daytime. That's it. So this is how. So she is the one who manages the financial, because she is better manager than me. Therefore she is the person who is handling it. Now her theory is coming into the picture. He mentioned to me the other day that he addressed number of school children and he requested them to donate or give away the empty water bottles and non-used pens, or this is how the plastic might come out of the house. Am I right? So this concept of mine came out that in my house you won't find a single thing which is unused. Everything which is there in my house is being used. And the logic for that is that the new item comes only when the old item has to be discarded. If I am fascinated by a nice pair of woodland shoes, I must justify to my wife that why I am buying this new pair. How much it is, that's not a question. But to buy that one, I must discard the one which either has to become absolutely non-usable, then only you go to buy it. I am not saying that it is stitched at 20 places. Or one has got a strap and other doesn't has. You know, there was a time when people used it. I am saying that. After all, we like everything. There was a time when we used, reused, repaired and used. Right? My cricket bat was repaired for 14 to 15 times because it was giving me runs. I had a lot of runs. So I couldn't give away. Though I was sponsored by SG for 8 years, full on, 3 kids in a year. It's a big deal. 1984, 1990. But her theory is so wonderful, and we accept it wholeheartedly, that a new pair of shirt, whichever brand again, whatever the cost is, please do not add cost economical angle to the issue, must come in, provided one of them from the rack has to go out. Now, this is not that lady is economizing the family expenditure. I know her expenditure limits. They are huge. But by this way, she is limiting the quantities in the house. By this way, she is managing her house and the belongings very, very scientifically. And there is nothing which is lying unused in the house. So every small article which is stored in some corner of the house is being used. And the children both, one is studying 7th standard in Manovikas, one is doing some course 3rd year in Bombay, wouldn't buy for sake of buying. They will buy when it is needed. Or if they are discarding it, they have to discard even a nice thing with a heavy heart. It has to be discarded. So if they want to buy a nice Nike bag, they have to leave aside the previous good bag which they are using it. If they are ready to depart with it, then it will go to some needy student. And it will be in the right use, it will be in the best of its shape. If they want to discard it, and they don't do it. And they are not seeing tearing it also so that it becomes unusable. They use it well. So this is one theory, provided we can use it at home. I find it very, very, very good. And we are using it for last 22 years. My daughter is 22, so since then. Third and final, I do a lot of events in Chogle College. Just now I am Hyderabad team of it. Under 14 team came down, they came for cricket, but I made them play futsal, let them learn new sport. So they were in the football goal, we call it Tigers goal. And 3 of the kids were the son of ministers from Hyderabad. The current so-called Andhra Pradesh government, it's still there. One of them was the speaker's son. And as routine as we do, the place where we play, we do not let the cleaning staff to clean it as far as possible. The chairs are staked and kept in the corner. As far as possible, the empty Bisleri or empty bottles are taken away. Even the bigger bottle of MCC Bisleri is emptied in a right place. However, right place, that is a carrier, it's a grassland, so you just and they felt very bad. They felt really bad. The Hyderabadis felt really bad. And their teacher came to me, sir, my students have paid 25,000 for coming to Goa for a 4 days visit. They are not supposed to lift the garbage. I said, fine, thank you. The others are also here. I am also here. Okay. This garbage has been created by us. Okay. The polythene where you keep your shoe and then you change your chappal, so that polythene keeps flying here and there. And sometimes in a cyclone it goes up. It's a nice scene to see it flying high and then coming down. So the Goan boys, the team which had come to play against them, were happily running around. Then there was a small competition. I got 4 bottles. I got 6 bottles. They're popping out because their hands are small and the bottles are bigger than their hands. So they saw it, and then 10 minutes later I saw the Hyderabad boys also running and enjoying with them. It was a teacher's ego who was stopping them to pick up. The boy doesn't know he might be the Prime Minister's son. He's still a boy. He doesn't understand that he has paid 25,000 for coming. He has come by a flight or he'll go by a rocket back to Hyderabad. All the things said and done. They were waiting for their teachers, yes, and they would have actually swept them. So one of them said, there was a black mark over there, but they won't understand why that mark is there on a rubberized surface. It is a technical fault of that rubberized surface, but there is a dirt over there. So can we find some soap and all, can we clean this part? I said, no, this is not your job. This is a specialized job. Someone knows the combination of the solutions. Someone has a nice material to drag it off. That is not our job. That is somebody has trained for that and they are paid for that. But garbage is our responsibility because we are creating it. It is not meant for that. So they accepted it, and that gentleman, the teacher, just wrote to me morning only. I got his Facebook message with a big sorry, and he said that now onwards I am also going to follow the same rule. Fine, that's all. The message has gone. The message is there was no bad that, fine. If that can change some attitude, fine, let it happen. But it is one of us. And finally, I'll close here by saying how a small mind is so beautiful. My own younger fellow, we had a guest on Sunday, a couple and a 10-year-old kid with them, and my fellow was around 11 by the time last year, and they came for lunch all the way from Kanazar. And the lunch was going on, the adults were talking, the kids were playing on some Xbox, something like that, and the husband had to leave to meet someone. So his wife and his kid was with us. So I lost a companion, so I joined the two boys. Okay, I started showing my skills on Xbox. See that I can score higher than you and all that stuff. And that got over half an hour. She got a call from him and she said, we are leaving, we are going to meet him and we'll pick and go. Fine, everything happened. They left. And remained me and my son in my bedroom. And very quietly and very suspiciously he left the room, which he never does. And you can catch a son, catch a young boy lying to you with eyes only, because their eyes so innocent that you can catch within fraction of seconds. And he very suspiciously moved out. And I asked him, where are you? He said, no, I'm here only there. But he never gives such answers to me. So that was very fishy. Anyway, he left the room. I closed the game, I put off those consoles, kept them in the case and all that. The backup job what parents do, I kept doing it. And I went to see him where he had gone. I was curious, what is he into? He was not on the terrace, he was not in this room, that room, kitchen, nowhere, bathrooms were both, doors were apart, so he's not inside. And he's not there. I asked my wife, where is he? I was surprised why he left so quietly out. And that's again a new thing. So he left out. So I came to my bedroom because I could see, he said to my wife that there is something I have to pick up from down. I went to see, the window was down, they were both hanging, there's a grilled window, so they were keeping their legs out and they were chatting, both of them. So I just peeped down, I live on the third floor. I saw him bend over and I could not see what he's doing. I could only see his back, his bend. And thereafter both hands closed and he's quietly walking off. So when he came up, I said, what happened, Ishan? What's your problem? No, nothing. Something had fallen down and I want to pick up. I said, you're lying. You're lying to me. So why don't you tell me the truth? I'm curious. I'm not worried about what you're doing there. My curiosity is growing. So let me solve that problem. He said, no, Papa, that fellow who had come down, he was whatever lays and whatever chocolates I gifted him, he was just eating them and he was just dropping the wrappers down. And I said, you should have stopped him. No, he's our guest, how can I stop him? I don't even know him, and I cannot talk to him that seriously. I said, then what? So I thought that when he will leave, then I will go down, pick up all that thing, and there were quite a lot of things he was selling. He was 2 Lay's packet, one some biscuit packet, some Oreo or something, and then a couple of chocolates somebody had gifted us and we gifted to both of them, and all that. And this fellow picked it up. Now, this is a kind of a thing which really makes you proud. It's not that this boy did it. There might be similar other smaller ones or the adults who do it. And believe me, I have never told him to be environmental concerned. Never. I never remember. I asked my wife, did you teach him to do all these things? She says, no, never. That means either the school is playing a very big role here or his elder sister, and then we found out that also that the elder sister, whenever she writes some Facebook message to him, puts a small quote of do not litter the place and all that stuff she does. And these are sibling relationship, both brother and sister. I was so happy. If we can have people like him, more in number, larger in number, every nook and corner, every household, perhaps sir will not be required to organize a workshop. Thank you.